Hi, I'm Dave, and I'm a teacher. And if you stick to the end, I'm going to share the most essential reason why I think you should become a teacher too. But first, a story. You see, somebody posed a question to me on a previous video. What do I teach? And no joke, this question caused me to have a small existential crisis.
I'm not gonna make it. You're gonna have to go on without me.
If you go back and watch a few of my videos, it's not an unfair question because I can tend to be a little bit, all over the place. So dissecting the original question, the answer is yes. And yes, I do all of those things. I do make my own products, but I also understand that some people come here to learn not for product-based businesses, but for their own maybe freelance career. So I teach graphic design with that in mind, but I'm also going to share my personal perspective because maybe some of the things that I've learned doing my own thing can lend to them in different ways. I teach tips and techniques using different software programs, but it's not my main gig, and I'll get to why in a minute. I also talk a lot about business independence and creative independence because I really want to speak to the people that want to fire their clients, make all the things that they want to make, and then take all the money. You want to be a freelancer and make stuff for other people so that they can make the money off of those products? Hey, so be it, but I'd rather have it all. Give me all the monies. Finally, I talk about self-reliance and being creatively fearless because I think that there's a huge opportunity here for people to really kind of stretch their bounds into the new space that they haven't touched in yet, and they've maybe been a little bit scared, a little bit intimidated, and Uncle Dave's here to help you with that. And while I believe all of those things are pretty much interlinked on this channel, when I think about that topic list, I kind of think that maybe I could hone it a little bit more. Because if our friend who posed that original question is a little bit confused about what I do, well, then there's probably other people out there that are feeling the same way and they're not speaking up. Wait, no predictions or declarations, I promise. But what I am trying to provide here is, a sense of transformation in people so that they have an opportunity to go do their own thing if that's what they want to do.
They may take our lives, but they'll never take our freedom!
Allow me to help you indulge your bold creativity and your enterprising spirit. Perhaps then the goal is to balance the content in a way that helps achieve that particular goal. For instance, teaching software tips and tricks, especially with affinity products, is necessary, but I wouldn't exactly call it essential. One of the reasons I haven't done a ton of affinity videos lately is because affinity has been really slow about updates, and so I really haven't had enough new stuff to share. It's basically the same old, and if we're talking about, sharing like very specific tips on, like, say, how to do a particular typographic treatment, I understand why that has its place, but I don't think it's going to give you that transformational experience. Sure, we can warp and twist and blur and poke and blunt and do all the things to all the different things, but is that really changing who you are as a designer or who you are as a creative person? Are you really going to make something substantial in your life because you figured out how to use a gradient map? Again, those things might be important, but they're not necessarily essential. Yeah, they're cool, but you use them a few times and then you get bored with them and then you're on to the next new technique. And if I'm being honest, what I really like to do is, I just want to get your gears turning a little bit, because what's more important to what I think is more fun is that you really kind of dive into that bold creativity and the fearless experimentation with whatever it is I shared with you. But then push it, go further, take it to the next step, do something crazy with it. And if that created a transformation in your head about the way you're going with your creative work, then thumbs up. All that said, whenever I do share tutorials or techniques on these different software programs, like something fun in Affinity Photo or a page layout thing in Affinity Publisher, the more I share, the more I learn. Which brings me back to why you should be teaching too. Let's be bluntly honest for a second, because making videos for YouTube can sometimes be a little bit of a fruitless effort because there's just not a whole lot of people watching and even fewer people, commenting and interacting. But every time I make a video, I get rewarded a few different ways. And no, I'm not talking about the ad revenue I make, although that is a nice residual effect. The first way I get rewarded is that when I'm working with others, especially when I'm working more hands-on, something about that process just helps fortify the ideas in my head so my knowledge base gets stronger. Or more tangibly, when I'm working on something that might be a little bit of foreign territory, but at least I have a basic understanding of what's going on, sometimes little things happen. It's like, oh, okay, I see how I did that, right? And so I am learning by doing and sharing with others. Teach more, learn more. The second reward is that whenever somebody leaves a very generous comment in the section down below, which you can go down below, leave a comment below to leave a generous comment if you want. When they leave those comments, it just feels good that I was able to inform, educate, or entertain them for at least a little bit.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
At least so they got all the way through this video and then got to the next video that I'm going to share and do that video too, and then maybe the next one after that. But really, it's the comments. The comments are important because they basically give me the validation of the thing that I'm doing is helping. And I promise, if you even have a little bit of wisdom to share with other people, some little bit of knowledge that you can share with others to help them out, the dopamine hit of them coming into your comments saying, oh my God, this is so awesome. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. There's nothing like that. I promise you, it's one of the coolest things about this whole thing that I do. When you teach other people, you build confidence, you displace fear, and you improve lives. And those folks will be appreciative. You too can be the catalyst for transformation in other people. And when you witness it firsthand, I mean, I'm telling you, that feeling is pure bliss. But you actually have to go do it. So if you're interested in doing it, well then go do it. Don't wait, just go do. I met a guy this weekend who was asking me about what I do here, and when he was asking me, like, what kind of things you need to do to get started and all this stuff, and I said, just start. He's like, well, what about the cameras, and what about this, and what about that? And I'm like, no, just grab your phone, grab maybe a light, go sit by a window, start filming, start talking. Don't worry about other stuff. You're gonna suck for a while, it's okay. We've had that conversation many times before. Just go do the thing. You wanna teach somebody, go teach. Okay, that's it. That's it. That's all there is to it. Share the wisdom, enjoy the bliss. This is my visual for bliss. Oh, and let's not forget that I get rewarded monetarily whenever somebody goes down to the description and clicks the link where they can learn more from the courses that I've developed. Like say, how to build posters or how to make fonts. And you could do the same because the link is down there. And while you're down there, make sure you hit the like button because it's one hell of a dopamine hit for both of us. You feel good, I feel good, and the person that found this video because you clicked the like button, they're gonna feel good too. And if you're trying to keep the buzz going, go ahead and watch that video because it'll put a smile on your face and you'll learn something. See you next time. See that? We're growing, we're changing. It's a beautiful thing.